Hi, everybody. I'm Madison Holmes.
And I am Macy Holmes.
And
you're watching Home Squared.
Yay! Okay.
I hope I am flexed on that. I don't know.
Okay, everybody. This is almost like a part 2 of last time, but also not. We're going to talk about current events, being the LA riots, the No Kings protests. And in part, last time we talked about color revolutions really being coups and, the subversion of democracy and governments. And now it is happening real time. They started, I believe, June 14th, as Macy alluded to earlier for myself. So they're happening real time now. And we thought, okay, everybody needs to keep their head on a swivel because they're going to start to do this divide and conquer. They've already started to do this divide and conquer. And now we really have to discern where's it coming from, who's behind it, the funding, all of that jazz.
Yeah. So I think how we kind of want to start this off is the fact that when you're having this sort of reaction that we're seeing from left versus right politics, right? Because this is the No Kings movement. We were taking a look and you could say it's funded and backed by a lot of leftist, progressive organizations, blah, 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 right? And what they're doing is they're against Trump's policies, right? And so maybe that's the deportation, etc., right? But the thing that we need to consider is it's called divide and conquer for a reason. And so we need to be okay, so what is the response going to be from those who are unfortunately fallen into the trap of doing the whole right versus left? What's going to be the people that really do identify as themselves as progressives because maybe they're falling into whatever, dichotomy that they've chosen, even though we all can agree there's sometimes it's more easy to find common ground, but you have to value it well enough to actually look for it, right? And then what are the so-called those who identify themselves on the right going to be responding doing in response to that as well? And so what me and Maddie, we just recently watched a Breaking History episode. It was actually episode 100 that Matthew put on. So if you guys are interested in some of his kind of I guess nuanced perspective of what it is that he is kind of attributing to these riots, then check out his episode. He does try and paint a very more contextual image, and that he may or may not find some links to the NED incorporated in there. So go just check that out for yourself. But what I will say is a thing that I took out of that me and Maddie wanted to talk about was the idea or the prospect of a civil war. And the reason why we think that, again, these type of movements are used and made to create this sort of chaos from both sides, getting at each other, is to create chaos, is to create that idea of okay, problem, reaction, solution, the Hegelian dialectic, right? And so there was actually a movie called Civil War that was done in around COVID time, I think, maybe 2021.
Yeah, let me look.
Okay, yeah, Manny will pull that up. But this is basically what we call
2024.